30% of one thing, of the whole money to just one out. There's so many other things in the school though, like 30%. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, that's a lot.
30% of SGA's funding.
Yeah, but that's what I mean though. That's 30% of their funding.
Hi, I'm Jada Teague with the Paisano. UTSA Student Government Association failed to pass their budget at a meeting on September 12th. On September 19th, SGA held another session, including an open forum. Around 8 students protested against the proposed budget, which passed. A main concern of the protesters was that 29% of the budget was being allocated to a leadership summit.
SGA is funding their trips with our tuition, $14,000 leadership summits.
What's SGA?
Student Government Association.
Whoa.
As was stated before, there is a disconnect between
10 seconds.
Okay. There's a disconnect between the students, and I think that there needs to be a very significant change about that if none of them even know who any of you are.
Well, I'm a new Chief Justice. Us 3 just got elected this past semester. We came in not knowing what the hell we were doing. We didn't know what we were supposed to do. We weren't really, the past justices didn't tell us what to do.
I've never seen SGA ever do anything for me. I have no clue who represents me. I don't know why the president and the vice president weren't here while they knew that we had problems with SGA, the budget.
Do you know what SGA is?
No.
Okay, so SGA is Student Government Association here at UTSA. Never heard of that at all?
Not until today.
Not even the elections, no voting, nothing?
Nope.
Do you know what SGA is?
No.
So SGA is the Student Government Association here at UTSA.
Okay.
So have you heard about the voting, any elections, anything?
I've heard about it, but not a lot.
So I was actually the president of Student Government Association at Northwest Vista, and I was the transfer student rep at UT Austin.
Student Government Association, they're the representative body of students on campus.
Okay. Did you vote in the recent elections for SGA?
I did, and I usually vote as well. I read about it in the Paisano, and I served as student government junior senator 2 years ago, so I try to keep on top of that and know who's representing me.
SGA is the Student Government Association.
I know them.
Okay.
I just never hear it by SGA.
Okay, yeah.
I know
so
what
you
it
know
is.
what it is.
I know
so
what it is.
did you vote or know about the elections?
I didn't. No. I only found out after the fact because my friend sent me the videos of the protest because I was in class.
This is what democracy looks like. SA! SA!
Like on your ASAP it says student fee.
Okay.
So my friend sent me videos of the protest while I was in class. So I actually didn't know about it till I went outside and actually saw it. But no, I actually didn't vote for that at all or even knew about it.
How do you feel about $14,000 of UTSA funding being spent on a leadership summit?
Is that 30%?
29%.
29%?
Oh, roughly 29%.
That's a lot of money to go to one thing. That is definitely probably not good. I mean, I would have to look at everything else, but 30% of one thing, of the whole money to just one out. There's so many other things in the school though, like 30%. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, that's a lot.
30% of SGA's funding.
Yeah, but that's what I mean though. That's 30% of their funding just going to one organization. It's just kind of weird. Yeah.
I feel like I should know what they're doing in that organization if it's coming out of my student fees. And it should be more involved on campus.
Also, speaking as a person who doesn't know exactly how they're using the rest of their funds, I do think that seems like a rather large amount of the budget. It's over a quarter being spent on just this in particular. While I do see the value in trying to train, future leaders and on campus that are able to make a difference, I do think it's also important to gauge from the students what their needs are, what they would like to see done with that money, because I do see that being very important as well.
It's expensive. I even thought so when I was in student government. I think that there are better uses for the funds and that student government could and does have the option to have a summit on campus And I know part of the reasoning that had been discussed when I was serving is that it is going into the leadership development of students, and while they represent students, they themselves are also students. It's simply important that we get more people involved in expressing their opinions on that vote, because the vote really should be for the entire student body.
Yeah, so the $14,000 is coming out of UTSA student fees.
Tuition?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
So-
yeah, no.
No.
I don't think I'd be for that at all.
Okay. So do you feel like they should advertise more of what SGA does and what they provide for the school?
Yeah, definitely. Just at least so maybe that could change my mind if I knew what they were doing, but I don't know too much about it.
Yes, they should have more tents set up, inform the students more about what they do, what's going on in the organization, and just let us know why is $14,000 being took from the students' financial aid and things of that sort to help this organization be trained and become better while we are out here not knowing anything about it.
Well, so speaking of my time as being president at Northwest Vista, we worked hard to, make frequent stops at classes to go inform students, in large groups and let them know, hey, we're working on this right now, we'd like your feedback. An issue that we did have, I was serving on the student activity fee committee, so when that came up for how we were going to allocate funds, I remember talking a lot with the different people in charge of student life. We heard from the different department heads about how to allocate funds. We also heard back from students and how they wanted to use that fund, whether or not it was to cut tuition or whether or not they wanted to up the cost to $2 a month for student activity fee. And so student feedback was very important for us.
Yes and no. That's always a fine line to walk, because SGA can put more of their budget towards promotion, and it simply has to do with student interest. I know when I was in student government, it was hard to get a lot of students interested. You have a small group of people who are interested and invested in participating, and they'll be the students that show up to protest, or the students that show up to run for a position that's open and vacant to represent their peers. But getting promotion out there is one of the hardest things to do, particularly because this is not a formal government setting. You have turnover on a yearly, sometimes biannually basis as well, because you need to fill empty positions as students graduate and leave. So yes, I do think they could be doing better. They could allocate more of their budget to promotion. No, because I think sometimes it's dependent on the student body themselves and the interest they have in what student government is doing.
Well, I'm up to date on a lot of the school things and I didn't even know about it. So yeah, I would say so, because I'm pretty up to date to things that are happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm always on Talking Tuesday or whatever. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that that was happening.
So they could do a better job.
Yeah, they definitely could, because I'm not the type of student that just slacks around. So yeah, if I didn't hear about it, most people didn't.
So do you think they could do more to inform students?
Definitely, because I feel like majority of us just don't know enough about it, and it'd really be helpful to know where our tuition money's going. So.
Thanks for watching. Click our logo to subscribe, or click one of the videos for more from the Paisano. Leave a comment letting us know your thoughts and what you'd like to see us cover next.